Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Manchester United Arsenal show. Mandem United podcast meets the Gunner Talk from the Arsenal podcast. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United or Arsenal related. Of course, Arsenal won technically now yesterday. If you're in the UK time zone, they won 2-1 away at Nottingham Forest to move back to second place in the Premier League table. Ineos are claiming there's going to be a cultural reset at Manchester United. So, yeah, I'll be discussing that as well. But first and foremost, whether you're watching this live right now, watching this back, big up to you for supporting each and every individual who's supporting the channel. Salute. Make sure you hit the like button on the video, though. Whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back, big up to you. Hit the like button on the video. Please make sure you share this across all of the socials you are active on as well. And that's me, Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV on Twitter and Instagram. So make sure you follow on Twitter and both platforms, retweet and like, share from the Instagram. It all helps. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV as well, and hit the notification bell. It is road to 10K. And I'm joined, of course, it's not just me. This is the United Arsenal show. So I'm joined by the regular co-host of the show. My like TJ is in the building. Yes, TJ, what are you telling me? You good?
I'm great. You know, it's like I was telling you backstage. Work has been a pain for me, like real work, real life stuff, right? Yeah. And you know what usually gives me some relief? Arsenal Football Club. Oh wait, no, I'm just kidding. They stress me out just as much because they have to make us sweat away at Nottingham Forest when we are supposed to be competing for a league. But I have to sweat out a win away after we are up. And we lean back and let them come at us and score. Bro, I am just these guys. Some people are going to get gassed up about this. Some people are going to get gassed up about this win. I'm more worried than ever before, bro. I'm not even going to lie to you. But big up, Wallace. Big up, Tony. Sorry.
And we go bring in, hey, Arsenal might have not made no new January transfer signings. Manchester United may have not made any signings, but obviously we made one last week. You know what I'm saying? So here on a permanent basis, the Don Tony is in the building. Yes, Tony, what are you telling me? You good?
Hey, I'm good, man. Hey, see everyone. Yeah, big ups. Arsenal win today. You know what? Yeah, I've criticized this win on my channel, but down here I'll be a little bit in the middle, with this one. TJ, yeah, I hear you, my brother, man. I hear you, but the City
all right,
ground,
let's just get straight to it.
City ground, it's not good hunting ground. It's not good hunting ground for us. I wouldn't be over the top with the whole, we didn't play quite well. It's not an easy place to grab points if you're Arsenal Football Club. This win, I will take it. Yeah. Shout out to you, Flawless, man. Big ups to you. Big ups to you, TJ, my brother. Po.
Big up, bro.
Guys in the chat, you're welcome too.
All right, Benson, like I say, Tony's here, TJ's here. Hey, TJ, get to it. You know what I'm saying? I had to cut you off to introduce Tony, but hey, the floor is now yours. It's all good. Nottingham Forest 1, Arsenal 2. Talk to us.
Bro, I can tend to get a little bit carried away, especially if I've been a little stressed out. And this is where I come. It's like therapy. You Flawless, Tony, the chat, you guys are like my therapist. I'm gonna get this off my chest real quick. I don't care where we're playing. I don't care if it's the Bernabeu. I don't care if it's the Emirates. I don't care if it's Town Park in FIFA. I don't care where it is. If we cannot beat opposition like Nottingham Forest in a convincing way, especially with the amount of players that they had out at AFCON, we really do need to be worried, okay? Like, I am not going to be gassing up this win in any way, shape, or form. I didn't give anybody above a 7 on my match reaction. Go and subscribe and watch if you guys haven't already. TJ Warren TV. Yeah, we told some real truths over there because, honestly, we have our man of the match arguably was probably one of our most suspect players today, Gabriel Jesus. Let's go ahead and just get into it. We have a striker that could have, if he would have honed his number 9 skills by this point, probably would have had a hat trick today. He had at least a locked on brace. No excuse for hitting the post today. No, wide look at about a third of the net. And then Gabriel Martinelli. what are we going to do about this guy? This is something something I want to ask Tony about too, because what are we going to do about Martinelli on his form? Obviously, he bagged a brace against Crystal Palace. Again, I'm not giving him too much credit for that because they were already waving the white flag at that part of the game. They were throwing everything forward and not playing the low block like Nottingham Forest did against us today. He needs something needs to happen there. I think Trossard needs to get a permanent start there, and he needs to start coming on and seeing what he can do off the bench. Bukayo Saka, I will say good things about Bukayo Saka today. It was his best game in several weeks, I would say. I don't think that it was anything mind-blowing that we would see out of Bukayo Saka, but hopefully that goal gives him a little bit of a confidence boost. Our midfield is dead and buried. RIP. Thanks for coming. We need all new representation there, in my opinion. Martin Odegaard, another ghost performance. Declan Rice putting in the work. But again, if you're not noticing Declan Rice, he's doing a great job. ESR, we gave him a shot today. I thought he was extremely underwhelming. It looks like he's behind. He went out there and he put in a lot of effort, but effort didn't really result in any goals. I think that he is, I can't say he's any better or he's any worse than Kai Havertz at this point because he's not producing. He didn't produce again, just like Kai Havertz. Our left side at 8 is a huge gap in this formation, which is why we've been saying for so long that we need to see a change in formation. We need to see something different because what we are throwing at these teams, if they play a low block, they know we ain't scoring more than 1, maybe 2. Maybe 2 if we're lucky. I think if there's a different goaltender in there other than Matt Turner, he's doing my country wrong, by the way. He's making us look horrible out here. Yeah, if there's any other flawless Tony. If there's any other goaltender in that net other than Matt Turner, we maybe score 1. Maybe that short side goal, brutal look for him. And I do not be surprised if they bring in another netminder in the next 48 hours or in the next 24 hours. Don't be surprised. And our back line, I mean, Zinchenko, I don't want to see this guy inverting. I can't wait for Jurrien Timber to get back. I think Zinchenko, yeah, he did get an assist today, but a majority of his passes, I would say probably 75% of his passes were awful and just into the soup, like what we like to call hope strategy. He maybe had one good through pass that was noticeable today into Martinelli to give it a shot. Otherwise, just not doing it for me. Not generating near enough in the final third if we're going to be sacrificing him in the midfield at that left back position. Yeah, man. And again, our back line looking very, very sus on that. I always forget his name. I always screw up his name. Awanji. He always scores against us.
Oh, Awani.
Awani, yeah.
Awani.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll end on this.
You know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I'll end on this and let you guys go because I feel like I'm waffling a little bit here. But our back line, bro, our back line, man, it's not looking in terms of playing the defensive side of the ball. You know, doing the job that they're put out there to do. Big up, Gabriel, header champion of the Premier League. Doing a great job on the offensive side of the ball lately. Defensively, he's looked average. Saliba has fallen off. Let's just call a spade a spade. He on his day is one of the best center backs in the Premier League. But lately he's been a little bit sus. That goal today, he looked rough. When we conceded, bro. He looked really rough. And then Ben White, I didn't even know he was on the pitch. So I'm not going to comment on him. Didn't really do much, didn't really cover himself in glory. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm glad we got the win. Don't get me wrong. But again, like I said, if they had a goaltender, if they had their normal starting 11, I don't think we would have walked through it as easily as it was. And even at the end there, they were giving us a little bit of squeaky bum time. So I'm anxious to hear what Tony has to say about it. I'm anxious to see what the chat has to say about it. But man, like it's concerning. And don't forget, we have Liverpool coming, and they're on that win it for the gaffer mentality, and I am not looking forward to it. So, yeah, big up Tony, big up the chat. What do you think
Tony, man? Thoughts on the game?
Hey, big up the chart, yeah. Big up the man, them, yeah. Big up the fellow panelists around here, TJ,
Mhm.
Flawless. Big up to
Thank
you
you, man.
always, Flawless, man. Big up to the chart, yeah. Lots of respect to all of you. Eli, AA Biat, AJ Biat, Ladimus Prime, Stephanie Griffith. You know, all
Oh,
you
Prime
guys
in the
are the
chat.
true
Hey,
heroes.
shout out,
Yeah, I
Prime.
always take time out to always shout out you guys because you guys are what make this programs tick. Without you guys, we're nowhere. So enough respect to you
Facts.
guys and big ups and
Facts.
thanks for showing up today. Yeah, I've already heard my brother TJ. Yeah, I do share some some of his thoughts, and I also believe that he did the right thing by you know saying it as it is. But again, I'm more of like I'm really happy with taking that 3 points away from
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest, man. Brother, we haven't beaten Nottingham Forest, yeah, since 20, if I'm correct,
No,
since
99
2016.
away. 99 away at their ground.
Well, if you want to put it, but I think we beat them in 2016, actually, in the
It was in the
FA
cup.
Cup.
It was the cup, right? Yeah.
Last time we
Yeah, it wasn't at
won
that
in
wasn't at their ground.
in
That
their
was at
ground.
the Emirates,
Yeah,
but
in
going.
2016. That
And we
was the
beat
last
them
time
this
we
season at our ground.
not in the league, not in the league, not in the league.
Oh, okay.
What you're talking about is in the league.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair
yeah,
enough. Continue.
yeah. So
My
the
bad.
last time Arsenal won there was in the FA Cup, actually, where we beat them. But again, yeah, the City Ground is a dreadful, dreadful place for Arsenal to even get a point. We've always been beaten when we go down there. So just seeing Arsenal get even any goals in this matchup, man, bless up. I'll take the 3 points and then I'll run away. See, Flawless TJ, it's the same old story. Same gameplay, same pattern, sideways football, boring in the first half. I just slept it through. It wasn't good enough, nothing inspiring out of it. So it was just a win that we should just, take and run away. Again, I did expect the gameplay to be like this anyway. I actually thought that Nottingham Forest would come with a kind of like a better, bigger, more shout than Crystal Palace. But again, the tactics was to actually stifle any form of attack that Arsenal was going to bring to the table today. And you could see the proof was in the pudding. These guys just sat back deep, didn't even really care about the counter attacks. They just wanted to keep a low block and just stifle Arsenal's attack, which is a leitmotif of what teams are doing towards the season. They literally just sit at the back knowing that Arsenal's attack is missing a henchman down there to actually break these teams that keep an extreme low block. They know they don't respect our attack these days, so they just say, you know what, yeah, let's just keep a low block and attack Arsenal in the counter attack, because when you're playing against Arsenal, you will get pocket spaces, you will get lapses, you will get chances. So that's just what really happened today. But again, Nottingham Forest were very, very poor. Arsenal restricted them to 0.36 XG. Make sense in the City Ground. Arsenal got 74% of the ball possession today to Nottingham Forest 26%. See, Flawless, let me blow your mind. 19 goal attempts for Arsenal today on the day, yeah, with Nottingham Forest with only just 9.
Just to clarify, that does not blow my mind. Well, carry on. That does not blow my mind. Just for clarification. No,
Exactly.
I predicted you had to win the game. We'll go on.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But again, Arsenal 16 shots on goal. Let this make sense to Nottingham Forest 6. Poor side. Had nothing going on for them today at all. Arsenal should be blitzing these guys today, but no big performance. No one with that extra bit of quality to actually put these guys to sleep in the first half. But anyway, in the second half, the whole game changed. So that extra bit of quality started passing a little bit more quicker in the first 10-20 minutes. That vision from Zinchenko to just, throw that ball to Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel Jesus scoring in the near post. That's what I want my striker to do. I want him to be in the near post where those loose balls are just sitting there waiting. I need you to be there. Gabriel Jesus, welcome to the Arsenal show. That's what I want. I want my number 9 striker to be in where the danger is, to be in and about, not just linking up play and holding up play, which is what he does, normally on, in a platter. But I want you to be in the danger spot where the hit map is. So he being in the 18-yard box, getting that goal today was something good. But mind you, he also missed a sitter. What was that about, Gabriel Jesus? You should be scoring this type of goals. You should be a killer. Come on, man. At least you scored lots of goals for City. Why are you not replicating? It was a sitter, man. You should be getting those goals, man. And again, that just shows that Arsenal need a point man. It shows we need a striker. And I'm sorry, it's just one day to the end of the transfer window. And I'm sorry, guys, we don't have that striker yet. Don't get it twisted. Gabriel Jesus also gave that vision to actually just send that pass to Bukayo Saka. This is where I have my issue with what TJ said. He said Bukayo Saka had a good game. I'm sorry, man.
You don't think he had a good game?
It was dreadful, man.
All right, what would you rate him on a scale of 0 to 10? What would you give him, Tony, from today's game?
I'll just give him 6. I'll just give him 5, 6. Okay. Yeah, 5.
I don't think that's dreadful. I think I would give him. I'd give him a 7. I'd give him a 7.
Yeah, so there's not much difference in your
I'll
opinion.
give him 5, 6 stops because he didn't. When did he beat his man? I could literally count how many times he beat his man. It was being doubled up.
He hasn't run out of man all season, Tony.
TJ, I'm still in my analysis. I didn't talk when you were talking.
Go ahead.
I'm still in my analysis. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So see. He didn't really kind of affect this game in any way. He didn't encroach deeply. He didn't beat his man. Yeah, I could literally count how many times Bukayo Saka actually progressed the ball. It was just sideways passing when you're in the 18-yard box. He didn't do quite much. He didn't affect the game the way he should, he normally used to. So that's why I'm giving him a 6 in this game. That one of the players that I did like in this game was Emile Smith Rowe. I agree with you in a way. At least it's better than Kai Havertz starting. And again, that's a big indictment on the manager for Emile Smith Rowe to start this game. It means that the hit is creeping in, because at every chance this season, we've seen Mikel Arteta try to bring in Kai Havertz and justify why he spent £65 million on this. I don't know what to call him, centre mid or striker. I don't know where he plays anyway. But he's tried to justify this guy, and he's not starting him in the game today. Instead, he put in Emile Smith Rowe. Big indictment. It shows the hit is creeping up. So he had to bring in Emile Smith Rowe. And mind you, Emile Smith Rowe, I heard that Arsenal is pushing him to Lazio and to some other teams. He has to play the guy or sell him. So probably maybe this was a good match to have Emile Smith Rowe. He made those runs, deep runs through the left. Actually, I didn't really see Gabriel Martinelli on the left causing much problems. I did see Emile Smith Rowe causing more problems, and Zinchenko even connecting deeply from the left than Gabriel Martinelli actually had. I'm sorry, man. Gabriel Martinelli gave us 2 goals just 2 weeks ago, and right now producing a stinker. He stank up the whole place. No chances.
Worst player on the pitch.
Goes in. It's not looking good, man. So there's something mentally wrong with Gabriel Martinelli. At least if you're putting in performances, make sure your performances are consistent with what we do know you for. Put your head to the ground, raise it up, take a look, and give a true pass. We need all these things going on. And Declan Rice, I'm sorry, TJ Warren, man. I'm starting to question Declan Rice a little bit.
Ooh,
yeah,
hold that thought.
We're gonna have a conversation about this.
Hold that thought, Tony. I'm not gonna cut you off. Just gonna do some housekeeping. Big up to everyone who's locked in. Make sure you run up the likes, people. There's over 50 people in here. Hit the like button on the video right now. How many likes are we actually on? Let me just double check this. We are currently on 22 likes, not enough people. Let's get us up to 40 likes, people. Like check 1212 and 3 more subscribers, man. Get us to 9,500. We're free short of 9,500 is rolled to. So by the time the stream ends, we need to be less than 500 away, more than halfway away from 10,000 subscribers, people. So 3 subscribers. I know there's 3 people watching who haven't hit the subscribe button, and you're clearly here enjoying the content. Make sure you subscribe to TJ's channel, Tony's channel. I'm going to add the links in the title in a second as well. TJ's channel's underneath in the description. I need to add Tony's as well. But Tony, go on. The floor is yours. You said Declan Rice. And then TJ said Declan Rice, there needs to be a conversation.
Flawless, man. See, man, I think we better chop up this Declan Rice issue. He's not really looking inspiring to me. He's a 105 million pounder, but he's not giving me the performance of a 100 million player.
Before you carry on, just one quick question before I forget, Tony.
He's not progressing the ball.
Has his form dipped, in your opinion, just quickly? Has his form dipped?
Oh yeah. He's not the same player. He's not the same player in West Ham. It's clear to see. He's not getting goals. He's not progressing the ball more faster. He slows down the transition of the ball for me. I'm just saying. And again,
when I'm talking about Arsenal. No, I'm talking about, has his form dipped in your opinion at Arsenal? Okay,
he's nowhere near the form he was at West Ham. Let's get that correctly. He's nowhere near the form.
No. Again, I'm talking about earlier on. I'm talking about his early on in his Arsenal career. I'm talking, has his form dipped from the start of the season to now, in your opinion?
Yeah. Clearly, he scored against you lot at the Emirates. He scored against Chelsea Football Club. He hasn't scored since that goal he gave us against Chelsea. He's looking a little bit drab. It doesn't progress the ball more quickly, while we're in need of midfielders that will pass the ball a little bit more quicker, move the ball a little bit more quicker, and with intent, not just passing the ball sideways. And he's at the heart of that midfield. We have to blame someone. Someone had to take the blame. And I'm sorry, he had to take just a little bit. I know he's doing much. I know he's doing lots of defensive duties. I know we do need a Thomas Partey to come back and shore up a little bit in that midfield. But again, we have to say it's not inspiring. But again, where I'll hit the nail on the coffin is when Thomas Partey is back and I see more stinkers from him, then I would really say it with chest. Right now, and I'm still a little bit 50-50 with the whole thing until Thomas Partey comes back, and then let's see and explore what's going to happen. And again, oh my God, Awoniyi has the number of William Saliba. What was that? That was pure bully. You know, I hate bullies, man, but oh my God, you see, you have to herald Awoniyi for what he did. He just did you see how he tossed William Saliba, probably one of the best centre backs in the Premier League right now? He just tossed them aside. And you know what? Yeah, that's an indictment on this manager, because exactly what Awoniyi is what we're actually missing up top. Like, just spell the irony.
Just that bully up
top. Irony of the whole case. That's the kind of striker we need. Someone who will come into the football club, bamboozle defenses, push players aside, brush them to the ground, and just get a goal for us. That's exactly what Arsenal is missing. People laughed at me when I said I need a player like Awoniyi if we cannot get the big one. If we can't get the big one, let's go to Nottingham Forest and get Awoniyi in. And right now, yeah, Awoniyi has come in, bamboozled William Saliba to get that goal. It's what we're missing. We need a big-time striker. And you know what, TJ? This is my fearful one, yeah? One day, till the window slams shut, Arsenal, our football club, Flawless can stay here and laugh at us all day. But this is the reality.
I will.
Well, he's in the same boat. He's in the same boat that's going down with us.
Yeah. I'm still gonna laugh at you lot sinking while I sink. 100%. Yeah. That's just my character.
Yeah, we can wave at each other as we go under the waves.
A day to the end of the transfer window, TJ. We have no signings. No one is coming in. Anyone who thinks that Arsenal will bring in a signing must be a goofball. There's no signing coming in. The manager has just said that
we're not getting anything.
Lying through his teeth, yeah, that our squad is 16, while we have lichers in this football club, and we have Cedric the Entertainer leeching from this football club. He's going nowhere. Besiktas can pay his salary. He's having a rich salary right now. He's not going to leave. where he's being treated like a king and plays with Win the dog. Come on, man. He's not going to go to Turkey for that. He's here to stay because the wages see, these guys they're shocked with paying this kind of wages. So that's why he's still there. These guys are going nowhere. So TJ, one day to the end of the transfer window, no signings. It's a big indictment on this manager. And even bigger, far more bigger indictment on the football club as a whole. And this goddamn manager, anyone who's in the chat who's an Arsenal fan and you believe that bullshit about this manager going to Barcelona, I think there's cheap crack where you're staying, yeah? Cheap crack. This guy's going nowhere. He is going nowhere. This football club loves this guy. The board loves him. He just made, I'll give you the breakdown later on. He just made in the 2022-2023 season.
Yeah, she could start.
He just made 500. Guys in the chat, quote me on this one. He just earned the Kroenkes 550 million pounds in profit. Let that sink in.
Like that.
These guys are not letting this guy go.
So,
Mikel Arteta is going nowhere.
I
These guys haven't seen this profit in a long time. He made profits for them last season. He's going nowhere. Don't believe that bullshit.
No, I agree. No, I agree with you, Tony. But you just said there's a lot of things that you you just said that we're gonna have to unpack here.
Before you do that, just hold on.
Go
One second,
ahead.
just quickly, and we're gonna get to the unpacking because a lot been said. Big up to Eli for the super chat. Says switch Jesus and Nelly, but the Dunt's not doing it. Just quickly, yes or no? Is this something you lot would like to see in regards to saying 100%. Jesus from the left, Martinelli as a 9? What are you saying,
100%.
Tony?
I would love to. I'd love to see a pacey 9 in Martinelli.
Is that what you're saying, Tony? Would you like to see this, or are you against it? Just quickly, Jesus and Martinelli switching. Jesus as from the left wing and Martinelli as the 9.
Yeah, I want to see. This manager doesn't know how to switch things up. I want to see a change. Let's get a tune-up from these players. Eli is speaking fact. Change the whole scenery.
Eli, big up
These
for the
guys
super
don't
chat,
even respect our attack no more. They don't respect our attack. That's why they can just keep a low block and rest easy. Did you see? They didn't even want to attempt to do anything because they had that chest that they could actually, stifle Arsenal's attack. No respect whatsoever.
Tony, I gotta go on, TJ. Because I gotta.
No. That was the one. The only one. Big up Eli I had to get to, so I wanted to. Hey, and you lot, obviously, you can see TJ and Tony have a lot to say. So I will start the best questions. But if you want to make sure your question gets read out, super chat people. It's the only way I can guarantee it because TJ and Tony have got so much to say. Yeah. Go on, TJ.
Big up Eli, my center back every single time. Look, Tony, I don't get where you're coming from with the Declan Rice slander, bro. I thought he played an excellent game. He's our best midfielder going away, and he's a CDM for a reason. We cannot expect him to be Superman and be playing on the defensive side of the ball while also creating in the midfield. He's not a box to box midfielder. He is a defense. He is a 6 in the true sense of the word. Yes, he has come through for us in the box, obviously against Luton Town, against Man United, against Chelsea. But those are his only 3 goals all season. We cannot be leaning on this guy to be creative in the midfield. That is not his job. We brought him in here to be a true 6 in the true sense of the word. And in my opinion, he has done that. So I'm not hearing the Declan Rice slander, and I'm probably going to get some of it in the chat, but honestly, like he's been our most consistent player all season. And you can't, and in my opinion, I think the transfer fee has been worth it thus far. We'll see. And honestly, we have invested in the future Arsenal captain. This guy will be the captain of Arsenal Football Club in the next 2 or 3 years. Mark my words. He's a consistent international, and he's consistent for our football club. The people that are asking for him to score goals and to advance the ball never watched him at West Ham. He wasn't often played in attacking positions at West Ham either. So we brought him in to do what he did there with the big boys, and he's doing that in my opinion. So to slander him, I think when he's been the most consistent guy, I think is a little. I think it's a little short-sighted in my opinion. But I do agree with you on Martinelli, man. I do.
TJ, wait. You won't run away with this, yeah. TJ,
oh no! I didn't interrupt you, Tony.
Hold up.
Tony, let him land.
TJ,
Let him land.
Tony,
let him land because he let you land. So let him land, and
no,
then you can respond.
No, he wants to go to another topic. So, and I want you to be on this Declan
I'm not going
topic.
to. No, you didn't.
He's not going to another topic. Tony. He's not going to another topic. Let him finish, and then you respond. Okay. Let him finish to everything, and then you'll go there, because then we won't get to things. So it's just like this is a great setup for debate. So go on, TJ.
Yeah, look, and people in the chat might disagree with me. That's fine, but let's be completely honest here. If we are going to go ahead and if we are slandering Declan Rice, and we are letting Odegaard off the hook, we are letting Jorginho off the hook, we're letting ESR off the hook, we're letting Fabio Vieira off the hook, we're letting ESR off the hook, we're letting Mo Elneny, who we never see, off the hook. So we're gonna put Declan Rice in the mud compared to these midfielders. Our midfield is dead, ladies and gentlemen, and unicorns and horses.
Hey, big up the unicorns and horses.
We are, big up the unicorns every single time. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna let our best midfielder get slandered because he's doing his job and he's not doing other people's job for them. Martin Odegaard is not an Arsenal captain. I've said this before and I'll say it again. The guy is too nice. He doesn't get stuck in, and he doesn't challenge the players to be better. Gabriel Jesus goes out there and he goes, and he skies it over the bar. And you know what Odegaard does? Instead of saying, "What the hell was that?" he goes, "Next time." How many next times is there going to be when this guy is knock on missing sitters, skying them? I need a new window because that freaking sky went over the Atlantic Ocean and landed in my office. Yeah. This guy needs to start finishing, and our captain needs to start holding our team accountable. And he needs to start being held accountable for his own performances as well, because he was mid today. Again. Ballon d'Or candidate last season. And I don't hold him completely responsible. I've said this before. I think the formation and our attacking posture this season has been absolutely dreadful, and it does not utilize the best attributes of our players. But Odegaard needs to be held responsible. Kai Havertz needs to be held responsible. ESR needs to be held responsible because, while he ran around today and he did generate, there was no output from him. So I'm sorry, guys. I'm just not going to hear the Declan Rice slander when he is playing his position and he is actually doing his job, where our creative midfielders are not doing shit. They're not. Go ahead, Tony.
TJ, number one, no one have slandered Declan Rice here. You just threw in that word to make what I said sound absurd. I said there were questions that needed to be asked about him. I'm not giving any player a pass in this team when it comes to criticism, and criticism is meant to be constructive in nature. So it's not an instrument. TJ, I allowed you to talk. You're talking. I kept quiet.
Go ahead. Sorry. I'm just reminding you on what you said.
Let's have some parliamentary gentlemanism down here, man. I kept quiet when you were talking. But again, see, I'll start again. Yeah, I'll start again. See, TJ, I didn't slander Declan Rice. I only said £105 million. I think we deserve more coming from him. And the chart is also with me on this one. Maybe apart from some.
Okay, Tony, can I just ask you a quick question? Because man have asked it in the chat. What is it that Declan Rice is not doing that you want more from him from? What are those things?
Good. It's simple. He is not progressing the ball quicker. That's what I'm saying. He's not a good progressor of the ball. That's the problem. And this is the thing that contradicts everything. I saw him as someone who made those progressive moves more quicker in a West Ham team. I saw him score some certain kind of goals for that West Ham team. I saw him in the Conference League. He scored goals. He progressed the ball quicker. See, TJ, yeah, you know what, yeah? Declan Rice, you just said that Declan Rice is a 6 and we don't expect him to do what a number 8 would do. I'm sorry, man. I've seen this guy at West Ham. He was a defensive midfielder, but I've seen him do box-to-box moves most of the time in a West Ham team. So why can't he replicate that kind of form or that kind of pattern with Arsenal Football Club? I really do think he's a dynamic player. I really do think Declan Rice is a dynamic player. What's bad from asking more from a £105 million? He can do
what more.
He
you're not answering the question, Tony. What more?
Let me finish. He can't get goals. He can progress the ball more quicker. He can create more spaces for our attacking resources to actually get the ball moving to space. And he's out there, not taking shots when shots are to be taken, not progressing the ball quicker enough for our attacking resources to make use of the ball at the time. It's slowing us down a bit. I'm not saying he's the cause of the whole problems, but I'm just saying, we should look into this guy. And that's why I said I'm not putting the nail on the coffin. I have to see Thomas Partey back in this team so that there would be no excuse, about we're not having anyone to do the defensive duties. When Thomas Partey is back, then we would know how true that is and really see the true form of Declan Rice. And again, TJ, you said Declan Rice was our most consistent player for us this season. I'm sorry, man, that's wrong. William Saliba is our most consistent. No.
Tony,
you didn't say
Tony. You can make the argument that he's been more consistent.
TJ, let me talk. TJ, let me talk.
Tony, you're interrupting me. I'm rebutting you. You're going to let me talk.
TJ,
you can't keep doing this. Tony, you can't keep doing this. Let me talk real quick.
He said in the midfield. He did say. No, he did say. He's just saying in the midfield.
I heard it quite clearly.
He's just saying in the midfield.
Clearly. Let me finish. I heard it quite clearly.
Yeah, go on, finish. It's because you misquoted him. That's why he responded. But go on.
William Saliba is our most consistent player. I
disagree with that too.
And even you can see in the chart, he played poorly today. There's more he can do for this team. There's more. And I'll just ask you this question: Declan Rice in a 6. Thomas Partey in a 6. Who would you put in a team? A fit Partey in a 6.
What you say?
I'm putting them both.
Who progresses the ball more quicker, more efficiently?
The thing is with Rice, there's just a couple of things.
No, TJ, I asked you a question.
Oh, I said TJ.
Choose. Who do you choose?
I'm putting them both in. Double pivot.
Well, that's a question for him to answer.
Double pivot's a good idea.
I literally just
Thomas Partey is more dangerous with. He progresses the more quicker.
One thing I will say
opens
though
up more spaces when he's with the ball.
Yeah, because you said Tony. So you said progressing the ball. You have an issue with Rice, like him in his Arsenal shirt. In terms of going forward,
he does that slowly. He does that slowly.
Goals as well.
It's not fast enough.
To me, again, because people may disagree with this because we've watched him more at West Ham. I don't think he was excellent at West Ham at doing that. That's why it's not a surprise to me. How he's moving at Arsenal. I think he's a good player. Let me just clarify this. I think Declan Rice is a good player. I think he could become a very good player at Arsenal, but I don't think he's anything special. I've said this about him. I've been criticized for this, much less now because of his recent dip in form. But if you check back again, podcasts, I was criticized, like Troops was on my case about it. The chat was on my case about it. Now they were a little bit quieter. Kind of a bit like the Ten Hag Guinness, but that's a whole different conversation. I'm petty people, but we move. But yeah, with Declan Rice, he's never really been a goal scorer, a creative spark, or progressing the ball well at West Ham. They were never his, to me, they were never his attributes at West Ham. You might disagree or think differently. So understanding, so how do you think he become great? No, I don't think Declan Rice can become great. I don't think he has that ceiling. I think he can be a very good player. I think he has to, the person next to him where Arsenal are trying to go has to be better than him, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing: is I'm making this argument in this debate, which I really do appreciate because it's fun. Is the guy's going out there and he's being told to do a job. He's being told to be a true 6. I don't think Arteta's going out there and saying, you know what, you need to be going out there and creating offensively, getting the ball into the final third. I really don't think that he's been doing that. How many times has Declan Rice been involved in the final third? How many times? 3 times the entire season. We've played over 30 games in all competitions. He has 3 goals. 2 of them came in the box in the final second. He is not an offensive creator. He's just not. That is not his job. He goes out there, he does his job. And I would make the argument that he has been more consistent. He has been as consistent, if not more consistent, than Saliba. Because Tony, I think we can all agree that Saliba has dropped off in form in the last couple of months. Can we agree on that?
He's asking you, Tony. Do you think Saliba's form's dipped?
I'm not agreeing to that. I think he's our most consistent player. I'm sorry.
No, but can you say that his form has dipped?
I think he's our most consistent player.
Compare Saliba, October Saliba, and trust me, I rate Saliba. Don't get me wrong. I rate Saliba. I think he has the potential to be a world-class center back. Don't get me wrong. But I just think his form over the last couple of months is not the Rolls-Royce form that we expect out of him. Can you agree on that, or what's your opinion on that?
Do you think his form's been the same? I mean, do you think his form's still good, or do you think his form's good?
Players are allowed to have a downtime. No.
Yeah, but we're labeling him as the most consistent player on Arsenal.
It would be very unfair if we judge William Saliba like that. Players are allowed to have a little bit of downtime.
Yeah, don't get mistaken.
If Saliba have a little bit of a downtime, I don't think that's bad.
We're not saying he's not, but the question TJ is asking is, has his form dipped? We're not being critical of it. He's just asking the question, do you think he has? Because yes, players. I
don't think his form has dipped.
Because
I don't think his form has dipped.
You don't think?
I think he's our henchman at the back. Actually, he's the one saving us. He's the one protecting us. If Saliba goes down today, you're going to see that defense fall like a pack of cards. Yeah, that you never even knew what happened to. It's like it's just gonna burn if that guy gets injured. We should be careful about some of the statements that we're making. William Saliba is the rock in that back. Of course, he made a mistake today. I get that. That's what I'm saying, that players are allowed to have downtimes. But come on, man. That defense will fall like a pack of
I hear that in regards to it. So, like players will have downtime. But where you lot are trying to go, you have to be consistently be on it. Yes, of course, they're not robots and players are going to fall off. But it depends how long the fall off has been, how detrimental is the fall off too, because Saliba's top quality. No one's disputing that. But when you are, because the Arsenal aim is Premier League title. And when you are chasing Premier League title and you're competing with Manchester City and you're competing with Liverpool, you have to be on it 99 times out of 100.
But flawless. I understand that you've worked with TJ for a long time, but you have to be fair to me. I asked TJ a question because he asked a question. You were enforcing it on me. Good, but enforce my question. I asked him. You didn't do that.
What question did you ask?
I asked him a question. With Thomas Partey, it fits Thomas Partey in number 6 role and compare and contrast it with Declan Rice in that same number 6 role. Who are you gonna pick? A fit Thomas Partey.
Oh, he answered that question. He said,
he didn't answer. He just glossed over it. That question. Who will you pick? Who's the best? Who has the quality to get us over the line?
He said so. I did enforce it I didn't have to enforce it because he answered the question, which I actually think is the sensible thing as well.
Okay, what's the answer? What's the answer?
Double pivot. Play a double pivot.
I said play a double pivot.
You play a double
pivot.
No.
That's not no. You see, that's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you.
Forget about asking it.
Flawless.
But you play it. But wait, Tony, you play a double pivot though. Would you play a double pivot? Would you? No. I'm asking you a question now. You're the Arsenal manager. No.
You're the Arsenal manager. For him.
I'm not deflecting. I'm asking you a question. I'm not helping him to deflect it.
TJ,
I'm saying
Thomas Partey, it's a pick one or drop one. With Thomas Partey playing in a number 6, a fit Thomas Partey playing in a number 6 with all them qualities. It moves the ball quicker. It progresses the ball quicker. It's a more possessive central defensive midfielder. It could also take long-range shots. Not the same thing with Declan Rice. if you have Declan Rice in that number 6 position and Thomas Partey in that number 6 position, a fit Thomas Partey in quotes, who will you pick?
Just quickly to Longhead Yeti in the chat, it's not about being a double. Arsenal fans in the chat, ask yourself this: it's not a whole double team thing. Every Arsenal fan I've spoken to, and please, I hope you've not gone anywhere, Yeti. I hope you've not gone anywhere. Would play Partey and Rice together. Like, that's just common sense.
Yeah, in a double pivot. Yeah, I want to see that. The last time we played that, we won a trophy.
I don't understand why I'm getting Stewart for that answer. I don't understand why I'm getting Stewart for that answer.
Everybody would play that. That's like saying, oh, you have to pick between Gabriel and Saliba. No, pick one. One of them has to play. Yeah. Pick one. No, you play them both because they're your 2 best centre backs. What are we talking about here? That's like me asking you that, Tony, right now. I'll ask you that, Tony. Gabriel or Saliba, who you picking? Then you say I'm playing them both. And I say, no, that's not an answer. Of course you're playing them both because they're your 2 best centre backs. Same way, Thomas Partey and Declan Rice are your 2 best pivot players. That's so obvious. What are we talking about?
Then you should understand the context.
Guys.
To Yeti in the chat, I hope I'm presuming you're an Arsenal fan. Please let us know. Would you not play?
He's a Nottingham Forest fan. He's not an Arsenal fan.
Okay, so all right.
Shout out to Yeti from my channel.
So Yeti, it's not no double team. It's not no double team thing. Pause. Who are you playing? What are we talking about here? I don't get why this is a thing. You're playing them together.
No, it's a thing.
I'll answer Tony's question. I'll answer Tony's question in the context that he wants to ask.
Even if he's not the poorest.
Tony, I'm trying to answer your question in the way that you want to answer.
He's the most
won't stop talking though.
And I asked you a simple question in which you're just
going to answer. He's going to answer. Tony.
Who will you pick?
He's going to answer. Tony.
Would you?
Tony. He's going to answer. Go on.
Okay.
Tony. If it depends on what we're talking about here. So if you're talking about the attacking Arsenal that we played with last season, then yeah, I'm going to start Thomas Partey because he's very, very good at advancing the ball, pinging balls over the top. But if you're talking about Arsenal this season, I'm starting Declan Rice because we are playing a more defensive posture this season. Everybody can see, and this is why I complain about Mikel Arteta all the time, is everybody can see that we are playing possession-based defensive football that is not incisive enough in the final third. So if we are going to play,
markers there. TJ, wait. You put 2 markers there, yeah? But that marker is what I want to ask you. How many games have Thomas Partey played this season for you to make that judgment? Because you just said last season and this season. How many games has Thomas Partey played this season for us to have an accurate understanding of what he can do and what he can do with a possession-based kind of pattern Mikel Arteta is playing this season? So what informs that? What makes Declan Rice more better than Thomas Partey? He hasn't played a competitive Premiership game this season, innit?
I know. So how can I say confidently that he's going to be better than Declan Rice? How can I say that when I haven't seen him?
That's what I'm saying. He hasn't played, so you can't say that. So you can't say.
No, I can't. No, I can't say that because my CDM that I'm favoring has been consistently available. He started every Premier League game for us this season. While Thomas Partey, while I rate him, has been sitting bench and has been nursing injuries. I'm really not trying to. And by the way, chat. Me and Tony are boys. This is not a bad.
No. Me and TJ is my brother, man.
We're bros. Talking. So all the people that think that me and Flawless are ganging up on him and stuff. Yeah, like go get your cuddly blanket and relax. Like that's not.
But Flawless is hitting me hard. But TJ is
pause, man. Pause. Pause that.
He wants to see a goddamn war.
Pause, yo.
Shout out to Jazz, Arsenal history and more. Big ups to you. Jazz understands
too, and me and Jazz don't agree on everything either. I'm just saying, I'm answering it in the context of the question.
It's just that the question, but the question.
You have to help the team. And I'm sorry you didn't play quite well today. I'm sorry. Yeah. We have to call. See, TJ. We have to call out these players.
I agree.
We don't have to just leave them, alone to run away.
Our best
there should be some form of accountability. Our football club doesn't have any responsibility, any accountability. We have to hold these players, the manager and the board, accountable. We have to hold them accountable. So I don't care if Declan Rice is £105 million signing. If he doesn't give us gameplay that's worth £105 million, we should be holding him accountable. I'm sorry. I'm not saying he's a worse player, but I'm saying you should be giving us more. Is it a crime to ask for more? And it's even a bigger indictment because we bought him for £105 million. We should be demanding more from that player. TJ, I don't understand when you're saying that we can demand more from Declan Rice. In fact, that statement is very shocking to me. He should be doing more. I'm sorry. It's £105 million signing. He should be doing more. He should be getting in, progressing the ball quicker, getting in, opening spaces for more attacking resources to get into space and get a crack on the goals. TJ, I'm sorry, man. I have to go Auri on you with this one, man. We demand more from this player. I'm sorry. It's £105 million signing. It should be.
You're at Tony, respectfully, you're asking our best midfielder to give more when you should be asking every other midfielder to be giving more. Declan Rice is the least.
Well, that's what I've been doing. I want all of them to give more, but Declan Rice should give more. I'm sorry. I just think I don't think we're going to agree on this because I don't think we're going to agree on this because 30 million, £65 million signing. I demand more.
Hey, CB,
from a midfielder with £105 million.
To CB in the chat, we're going to get to Odegaard and everyone else. Relax, man. Relax. We're going to get to it. Here, the thing is, I see what you're saying about it. I just don't think that Rice has more in his locker. I don't think he can. What you're asking from him, I genuinely don't think he can do to that level. I don't think he's ever been these things.
But we've seen him do it for West Ham. Why did we spend 105 million pounds on him? I've seen him score goals for them. I've seen him progress the ball more quicker. This is double standards, man. It's double standards.
It's not.
I've seen him. They literally won the Conference League last season, and it was with Declan Rice's help. Why are we having a different standard for him on a West Ham shirt and having a different standard of what he can achieve in an Arsenal shirt?
So you said all right. So you said he scored goals for what? How many goals did he score in the Premier League last season?
No. Don't hold me accountable for the goals we're talking about.
You said he scored goals.
I don't hold you accountable for what you just asked him to do.
No. I said he scored goals. I'm not saying he should be a consistent goal scorer for Arsenal. I get it; it's not his job.
Okay,
but TJ, if you
how many goal involvements did he have for West Ham last season?
To score goals or improve his gameplay or get us, into open
you said a lot because you said goals. You said goals. You want to see more from him and progressing the ball. It's not me not holding.
When has it been a crime to demand £105 million signing to score goals for us?
Here we go. Here we go. I'll respond to that. I'll respond to that.
Steven Gerrard from the middle of the park.
I'll respond to that, Tony.
What is this double standard?
It's not double standard. I'll respond to that, Tony.
In the same league.
Tony, I'll respond to that. Tony, I will respond to that. You just said he's £105 million worth of player, and it's right to demand goals for him. Newsflash: I don't think he's worth £105 million. You lot overpaid for him. He's not worth £100 million.
We had to overpay for him to get him. By the way,
and he's not an £100 million player. This is the point I'm making. He is not. So when you say double standards, it's not double standards. What I'm saying is, I don't think Declan Rice can perform to a better standard. You're mentioning goals. He's never been a goal scorer in his career. So why he was going to go to Arsenal and magically transform, I have no idea. He's on course, actually. How many goals?
Because as a player, you're meant to get better.
Yes, you get better.
As a player, you're meant to get
better. You're supposed to get better.
You're meant to grow in your position.
How old is he?
You need to be better. You can grow, and with what he showed us at West Ham, we should think that by this time he should be able to at least improve his gameplay, get into scoring more goals. I'm not saying it's his own problem.
I hear you.
I'm not saying that this is entirely his problem. We have to hold the manager accountable. But I'm saying that I demand more from £105 million. I'm sorry, man.
You do.
I'll like to leave the case.
You're talking about him.
He's not the worst player for Arsenal. He's actually a great player, but
I'll go one further with you, Tony. I don't think he has much room to improve. I don't think his ceiling is that high. I don't think he's a £105 million player. I stand by this again. Thanks for letting me know Rice is 24. I don't think that he is that good. I think he's a good player right now. I think he has the level to be a very good player. Do I believe he's top class, world class, elite? No. I don't think he has the ability. So when you're talking about him getting to those levels, you're asking him, in my opinion, you may think differently. And I'm going to ask you that in a second. I don't think he can reach those levels. You're talking about him scoring goals. He's never been a goal scorer in his professional career. You're talking about him progressing the ball. He's never, ever, ever been an elite ball progressor. I think he's overrated. I don't think he's ever had an exceptional season in the Premier League, to be honest.
I don't think he's overrated. I don't think he's overrated because
By
you guys
Tony?
are talking about him. No. Here's the thing. And big up Jez in the chat. You know I love you, man. But this is an argument that I was making. This is not me and Flawless agreeing. I disagree with Flawless. I think Declan Rice's ceiling is very, very high in the position that he plays.
Fez.
He has plenty to grow. He can be that solid 6 where nothing gets through the midfield. He has proven that he can be that guy. He has proven he can be that guy. But I am not going to say Declan Rice is anything other than what he has shown he is, which is a defensive midfielder. Period. That is my argument. That is the beginning and the end of my argument. And respect to Jez and respect to Yeti. But we're going to disagree on this. I think Declan Rice, and hopefully this brings this to an end because I think we're going to keep going in circles. I think Declan Rice is the least of our problems in this Arsenal squad. I really do. Like if we're talking about,
I've not said it's the problem either. I'm just only saying that he has been at the back end of poor performances, and he should step up. Move with the train.
I never said you did. But all I'm saying is let's go ahead.
Improve your game. Show us that you're 105 million pounds.
You never said you did.
That's all I've said. I've not said anything.
No, that's fine.
I've not said anything that should indict this player.
No.
I've just
Tony,
said we need to see him play. We need to see him.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah,
but what you just said there, and I'll repeat this again.
Player.
No, and I'll repeat this again. You're talking about him improvement. I'm saying I don't think there's much room to improve. Let's say he's the aim is to get to 10. I think
then what you're saying, that's 105 million pounds on the drain. No, if we should go by that logic, then
I think that
it's 105 million pounds down the drain.
I think
down
that
the drain.
Tony, what did I just say about him? I think you overpaid for him. I don't think he's a £100 million player.
TJ, then let's agree. It's down the drain. It's down the drain.
I don't think it's down the drain at all.
Down the drain. If we follow what Flawless is saying, then we shouldn't demand anything from this player. He wouldn't improve. He wouldn't score more goals. He wouldn't progress the ball more quicker. Because the problem with Arsenal right now, TJ, you would agree with me. We are not progressing the ball quicker. Did you see? Okay, we got 2 wins at the bounce.
We're spending a majority of the game in the final third. How can we progress the ball
quicker? We are even more slower. We're slower than last season. Last season, we were at least mixing it up. We were at least passing the ball around. But at least there was this mix. But right now, it's sideways, backwards. TJ, it's not looking good, man.
Yeah, let me get to Tony. Let me get to the super chat just quickly, and then I got one question for you.
And we should start calling these things out, man. We shouldn't be having preferential treatment for some players and give some other players some stick. I've given Martin Odegaard, if you do watch me, I've given Martin Odegaard a lot of stick this season. But sometimes it's good to call a spade a spade and call other people out, who's not playing quite well and who are not giving much to what we believe that they could get to. I see Declan Rice as a guy that could really get to a certain point. It's in there. It's in there.
Tony, can I say one more thing? Can I say one more thing, and then I'm going to shut up? We had 74% of ball possession today in the final third. Nottingham Forest didn't get a sniff. How is that an indication of us not progressing the ball? Our issue is in the final third. It has nothing to do with Declan Rice.
Don't get that twisted. Don't get that twisted. That was Santos' way of trying to stifle Arsenal attack. Don't get ahead of yourself with that. It was purely the manager's tactics. See, because no one respects our attack. These guys don't respect our attack. They know we have no point, man.
Rice got
So
argue
it's
that- you
easy
could
to
argue- you
actually
could argue that
stifle
they do if
Arsenal's
they're playing
attack,
a low block
sit
against
back
us.
and catch us on the counter attack, because we will
Rice
make
got started
mistakes.
scoring, man.
And it was clear to see.
Yep.
If we left Awoniyi for more 10 minutes, we would have actually drawn that game. To be very sincere with you, we would have actually drawn that game. It's easy when you're playing with Arsenal. It's easy. It's easy. His plan was to stifle Arsenal's attack. We have no point, man. It's easy. Stifle our attack, catch Arsenal on the break. It was a clear plan. So let's don't act as if the ball possession was something to actually herald.
No, you're not listening to what I'm
74%
saying
ball
though.
possession
You missed your
when
point.
you're not stuffing
Yeah,
a
you missed your point.
team, when you're not
All right,
stuffing a
anyways,
team
yo, let me
that
get to the
had
super
less
chat.
than
Let me get to
30%
the
of
super
ball
chat.
possession.
Tony.
With
Let me get to the
5-0.
super chat. Tony, let me get to the super chat, my friend. Thank you. Ahmed Ali, big up for the super chat. Says, I agree with Flawless. Rice is good, but isn't prime Xavi like Arsenal fans are making him out to be. This is his level, 18 goals in almost 300 games. In regards to it, like I said, because I get what Tony's saying with the Declan Rice thing and the price tag. But that's where we are different, because I don't look at price tags. I look at level of player. And I said this when he was at West Ham. He was linked to Arsenal. Before he went there, he was linked to Chelsea. He was linked to Manchester City. He was linked to Manchester United. Do I think he's a good player? Again, yes, I repeat that. Is he a very good player? Also, yes. But what I don't think there's much more to add to his game. TJ thinks differently. Clearly, Tony thinks differently as well. But we will find out. But in regards to him progressing the ball, that's never been a part of his game. I think he is very good. I think he's a very good ball carrier. I think he can do that. That's one thing that surprised me. I think his dribbling ability is very good. That surprised me. But other than that, I don't think he's technically exceptional with the ball at his feet. But big up for the super chat, Ahmed, man. Much appreciated. And if you lot want to make sure,
big up for the super chat. Thank you very much. God bless you.
And I just want to clarify this to Arsenal out of history. TJ, why are you back in the Manchester? Are we 5? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? Are we kids? You know what I'm saying? So is TJ supposed to just disagree with everything I say because he's Arsenal and Manchester United, even if he genuinely disagrees with Tony? Like, is this where we're at? How about just giving your opinion and we keep it stepping? TJ thinks differently to me about Declan Rice's overall ceiling. Right, what we talking about? Let me ask you that, Tony. What do you think his ceiling is? How good do you think Declan Rice could be?
Oh, it could go all the way. Apart from his
So you think he could be world class?
£105 million. I think this guy can. If he's playing, see, flawless.
Push the price tag to a side. I just want to know.
According to how I feel, flawless. Bar the manager, because I think the manager is also holding him back. Let's don't remove Mikel Arteta out of this equation. Mikel Arteta is the chief, is the fraud in chief causing these problems. Let's don't extricate him from this. He is the problem. He's the problem.
Tony, I just want to know what you think Declan Rice ceiling is. That's it. How good?
Again,
I'll break it down even further. I'll break it down even.
It's a tricky question. It's not just something you have to answer just like that, because it ties back to the manager. It ties back to how he's using it.
It don't tie back because we're talking about Declan Rice. No, it don't tie.
There could still be a difference. If we see Thomas Partey playing a double pivot with Declan Rice, I think he can go all the way.
So you think he will have class?
I think he will have the poetic license to actually roam about.
Do you think he could be world class?
What are you saying? He has the potential to be.
I'm asking.
That's what I'm demanding.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking you.
He can score at least 10 goals in a season.
So
man.
You think? Again, a player as
crappy as Xhaka scored nearly 11 goals last season. And you're telling me Declan Rice?
I hear all this, but we're moving it. Like, all I'm asking for is it's nothing to do. A player's talent level, where you rate a player in terms of talent, has nothing to do with the club he's at and what a player. Let me make sure I say this correctly. A player's ceiling. Your opinion on a player's ceiling is nothing to do with the manager and where they're at. That's just straight ability. Same way we could all look at Ivan Toney. Even though he plays at Brentford,
straight. It also depends on how the manager uses the player. You need to know the strength.
I'm not talking about.
You need to know
Oh
the
my
strength of your player. You need to know
You're
the
talking
strength.
about
And Mikel
Arteta.
Arteta doesn't know the
In the
strength
question,
of
in
Declan
the
Rice. I'm
question,
sorry.
Tony, in the question, of course, because we're all fairly intelligent here. None of us are stupid here. Of course, if a player is performing, if we think a player can get to a world-class ceiling or how to get to a world-class level, of course the manager is playing to his strengths. I didn't think I would have to explain this. So let me elaborate and explain on the question further. Do you think Declan Rice playing in his best position with a great manager and great teammates around him, doing the role you think he's best at, could he reach a world-class level in your opinion? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Simple answer.
That's
Yes.
all
Jez,
man
it's
needed
not
to
my
know.
show. It's Flawless show.
That's all.
Jez, it's not my show. It's Flawless
Big
show.
up to the
So
other
I
Jez,
can't
the
bring
Arsenal
anyone on.
Jez.
It's
But
only
yes,
Flawless
so just
that can bring anyone on.
just to clarify, that's what I mean by that. Because if I asked you the same question and said, do you think El Neni, with a great manager and a great team and a great system and great players around him, can reach a world-class level? What are you going to tell me? No. Of course, man. I didn't think I'd have to break this down. Like when I say that. So ceiling, so you think he can become a world-class player. TJ thinks he can become a world-class player. I'm the only one that doesn't think he can. But hey, we move. But hey, run up the likes. The people in the chat, I run fan calling shows every Monday. So if you want to call in, feel free. Run fan calling shows on Sarcasm City TV YouTube. I see a lot of you lot are on Tony's channel. Big up. Make sure you go subscribe if you haven't as well. 4:30 p.m. UK time Monday.
Thanks for holding me
Just
down,
keep a
guys.
lookout.
Big up.
Sometimes it moves, but yes. So for anyone, fan calling shows open for anybody to call in. I'm not just sending the link out, my guy. And Tashiku says, love the debates on the show so far. So switching lanes from Declan Rice. Odegaard. You know what I'm saying in that? We'll go to you, TJ. Thoughts, Odegaard. Because people have mentioned him in the chat.
I kind of hinted at this in my opening monologue. I think that he's not Arsenal captain material, because not only should you be holding your team accountable for when they screw up, because and I do see Odegaard do that, but it's not nearly enough. You need to be leading by example, and a lot of the top gooners told me that Odegaard leads by example. He's the silent leader. The problem is that he's not setting the example. He's not creative enough. He's not generating enough. In my opinion, he was our worst midfielder today. And I have to say it again. He is our worst midfielder again. And you know, big up Lee Gunner every single time he calls him, you know, lower table guard or Everton guard, or, you know, all these guys, relegation guard. That's what he calls them. And the problem is that he's now showing that he is not performing against these lower level teams. You know, I'll big up Odegaard when he puts in a performance, but lately he really hasn't been putting in the performances. And, you know, it's really, really hard to justify him as captain when he's neither leading by example nor holding people accountable. So until this guy develops any sort of consistency, you know, and here's the funny part. I'm going to get into this a little bit. Here's the funny part is people are crapping all over Kai Havertz, and he deserves it. But I'm not hearing near enough criticism about the Norwegian captain. I'm not hearing near enough. Because he is supposed to be the spine. He's supposed to be the spark. And he was last season. He was. And again, I blame Arteta for a lot of this because of the posture that we're playing. But he needs to find that through ball. He needs to find that guy that'll get us into the box and score a goal. And so far, and I think me and Tony are going to agree on this, and so far he just hasn't found it this season. His output has been absolutely dreadful. And then we're expecting this guy to be our captain that leads us into the future. There's a reason Real Madrid didn't want him, people. There's a reason. There's a reason Real Sociedad didn't want to sign him. There's a reason for all of this. And it's and we're seeing it. And, you know, I know he has a great smile. He has a great hair flick, you know. He sings North London is forever, and he does all the things that an Arsenal captain should do from a PR standpoint. But the output isn't there. The football isn't there. The throughput is not there. So unfortunately, he's our captain. He's never going to get dropped. But I think serious questions need to start being asked. And if this form continues through the end of the season and we fall out of the top 4, or we don't stay tight to the title race, serious questions and difficult conversations need to start being had. That's my thought on Odegaard. What do you got, Tony?
Yeah,
Hey, before you
TJ, I
carry
have to
on,
agree with you.
hey, you lot. Wait, Tony, 1 second. Hey, you lot. You know what I'm saying? Because we're linked up to Tony's channel. Please be respectful to me. Don't make me start blocking people. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, just be real. I ain't disrespecting none of you lot in the chat. So relax. All right. You know what I'm saying? Relax. So like, less of that. Don't make me have to unlink it from Tony's channel because I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Me, Tony, and TJ are all having a debate, and it's respectful. I'm saying, don't come on my channel talking about, oh, this guy didn't send it. I don't have to send a link to anybody, just to clarify. It's my channel. I keep the lights on. I don't have to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Don't come over here with no entitlement. I beg. Thank you. Sorry, go on. Sorry, Tony.
Yeah, big up to everyone. Please, if you're from my channel, please keep it respectful. This is Flawless channel. Of course, I'm a co-host here, but it's not in my position to actually give anything or bring anyone on. So I'm sorry about that. So I'm just kind of like multicasting.
And just to clarify, just to write, you says they having you on the panel for some reason because this is a closed show. I run the fan calling show, like I said, every Monday, 4:30 p.m. UK time, which is open for anybody to call in from anywhere, no matter who you support. So if you want to call in, then feel free. Just to clarify, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Guys, please, let's be very respectful.
Nobody's disrespecting anybody, by the way. Me and Tony get in.